Kieran, it's great to see you, brother. Thank you for jumping on this call with me, mate. You've written me an
No worries, Jack.
unbelievable testimonial, which is, I was actually looking at it earlier. It's about this big, but sometimes people just, either don't read the testimonial or they like to hear that, individuals' stories from their actual mouth. And what I want to do, mate, is just dive in a little about your coaching experience and journey. Because when I see that testimonial, it just made me really proud of everything that you've done and achieved. And I'd just like to unpack it a little bit and, really hear your experience throughout the coaching, right? So
Yeah.
when you joined the coaching, you've done obviously the group coaching with me. Like, what was your journey and story like before you decided to jump on with the coaching?
Yeah. Um, so where I was at, and I think I shared that on my testimonial, was that I, throughout my teens and throughout my 20s, my lifestyle was revolved around drinking drugs. Um, I, I would say I class myself as a recovered addict
Hmm.
today. And when I turned 30, I got sober. So I've been sober when I first started joined your coaching program. I was literally just approaching my 4 years of sobriety.
Nice.
Um, and in that 4 years, I had achieved a lot. Um, I'd managed to get connected to a higher power, which I call God. And I'd, had a morning routine of meditation and, was sober, was able to help other people as well. That was, at the start of their journey. But I think I think it turned, I think I felt a little bit flat at the time. Now I'd seen your stuff that you'd been posting on social media. I'd been following you, and also one of my really good friends was part of your coaching program. So that's why I got in touch and
Mm.
wanted to start wanted a new experience basically.
Yeah,
But
nice.
yeah, so I related to what made me I related to everything that you post about because that was me throughout my teens and my 20s.
Mm.
And even as I entered into sobriety, like my thought pattern still has takes me back to that time.
For
So I relate
sure.
to everything you say,
For
you know.
sure. And when you were saying flat there, like what? Because you was obviously doing great, right? You're 4 years sober.
Yeah.
You was doing well at work. You're doing all these great things for yourself personally. And then when you say you was feeling flat, what did that feel like? And why did you feel like you needed to commit to coaching or something different to what you was already doing?
Well, what I'd learned over the previous kind of 4 years is that like to take control and to back yourself and invest in yourself. And the year before that, I'd invested in some kind of like spiritual type course where it was like more incantations.
Hmm.
Um, and I loved that, and that was like what I did in 20. What year was that? 2024, and then it was like 2025. Like I say, I was approaching my 4 year sobriety, and I took a week off work, which I don't normally wouldn't normally do, and I was planning to go away on my own on like a solo trip because like over that sobriety date, it's quite important to me. So I try and
Mm.
take a bit of time off, reflect and stuff. And the weather was looking terrible in like Mallorca and Ibiza, which were the two places that I wanted to go. And then obviously, I believe that people are put in our path for a reason, or things happen for a reason. And coincidentally, you'd put something up. I can't remember exactly what it was, and then I messaged you, and then you invited me to that call that we went on,
Mm.
which was like a group call, and it just hit me. I was like, this is what I need to be doing. Like, I don't need to go away for 4 days on my own and celebrate. I need to keep growing, keep invest in myself and keep growing. So that's why I did it.
Love that, mate. I love what you said because I didn't even realize that you chose to jump on coaching rather than going
Yeah,
Ibiza. And I love when I hear them kind of stories and when people invest in themselves, when people jump out their comfort zone and do something different rather than going on holiday or doing these other things. When was it throughout the coaching you started to feel like you was gaining some progress? Like how long
straight,
in the
straight away,
coaching?
straight away.
Nice. What were
So
some of the things that resonated with you that made you start feel like you was making some progress?
so immediately from the group coaching, I loved the community part.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the WhatsApp group. which is fantastic, and there's some absolute savages in there, posting about what they're doing, runs, and training, and business, and things like that. So that straight away gave me like a new lease of life. And then obviously like learning from yourself, and understanding your journey, um, gave me a lot of, um, kind of like gave me a lot of passion again, like
Mm.
instilled a new like bit of passion in my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and
nice.
then and then with the lads that was in the coaching, like it's nice to hear how other people are getting on, and also they can add value to you, but you can also add value to them,
Yeah,
which
for
I think
sure.
is key. And it's like a group of, obviously, I know that there's females in the group as well, but in my particular coaching there was just lads, and
Mm.
it's nice to be able to help each other. No major ego at all. It's just about how can we help each other.
Nice. I love that, man.
So immediately it gave me a new lease of life, and yeah, I loved the coaching.
Nice. And there's two ways I want to take this, right? What are some of the biggest things that you achieved for yourself personally? Whether these were external goals, whether these were just like, a way that you felt about yourself or certain tools that you picked up that you're really proud of. And then what were some things professionally that you got out of the coaching that you achieved?
Um, oh, there's loads. So I was already like fitness wise, I was already, running marathons, and I was very disciplined in my fitness, and that was a big part of my life.
Mm,
Um, but joining the coaching and seeing what other people are doing, like, off the on, I think it was when I spent just over Christmas. I was still in the coaching journey then. I think it finished around mid January, but over Christmas, like I planned my whole year,
mm,
and I booked 3 marathons, which I probably wouldn't have done if I weren't in your coaching. I probably would have gone, oh, that's a bit too much, but actually it's not, and I'm really excited to do that. In the last, like, I've been addicted to cigarettes or vaping since I was 15, 16, and I'm one of those people that, like, I even remember saying I'll never give up smoking, because it for some reason it just changes the way I feel internally,
mm.
that cigarette. Then I started vaping, and now, as of today, I'm like 6 weeks free of smoking and
Good
vaping. And
work.
I don't know if I'd have done that without you pushing me and going in the group coaching, like, are you listening, Kieran? Like, because someone else was doing it, and like, I don't know if I would have done it. I don't know if I would have given up. I don't think I would have.
Mm.
And like today, I haven't smoked or vaped for over 6 weeks, I believe it is.
Good work, man. Good work. And how about professionally? What are some things did you elevate your
Uh,
professional life?
yeah, 100%. Like, again, like I would class myself as someone that's, um, always been very driven, and with very strong work ethic, even when I was like drinking and using. I guess that was to fund that at the time,
Hmm.
but since giving up, yeah, I've gone from strength to strength in my career. But what I realized, the biggest thing I realized, I think, when throughout all of the coaching and everything I've learned through, what you teach, and the lads in the group, the biggest thing I realized is I'm not setting the bar high enough.
Hmm.
And it's given me like, yeah, I'm like, I'd say it's pushed me up. Like, I'm just up another 2 levels since being in the coaching professionally. Like,
Nice.
everything that I've tried to take on board, everything that was in the modules that you
Mhm.
teach. Like, I finished all the modules, and obviously, part of the group coaching, implemented that. And like, every week, the biggest thing I'm doing is like structuring, planning, reviewing, and I'm getting so much from it. Like,
Nice.
my results are, yeah, like just recently, like last week, I performed 2 live webinars in front of 83 people,
Nice.
where the replays being sent out to over 250 people. Off the back of that, I've had 24 booked calls, and now I've got 3 face-to-face appointments. That's something I've never done
Nice.
before,
Nice.
and I didn't even feel nervous about it, because I fully believed in myself. And I think a lot of that's down to what I've experienced in the coaching recently.
Love, powerful, man. And what's something that you're really proud of? that you felt like you achieved or overcome, or just like whatever springs to mind?
So one of the I haven't touched on it, but one of the first things I said to you, I think, when you kind of said like why when before I actually invested in myself with the coaching was about I felt sometimes I struggle around over feeling overwhelmed and
Mm,
have like elements of fear. Um, and whilst I've over the years got connected to a higher power and pray and meditate, um, that's I think it's a confidence thing sometimes. And I think what I've found is that the program has instilled so much confidence into myself. Um, and as a result of that, yeah, I'm just flying in all areas of life.
love that. Love that.
Um, And the one other thing is like I've never read a book from start to finish before,
Mm,
and I'm now just about I think I've got about 20 pages left of my second book this year,
good
which
work.
again like is something I'd never do before. So I'm reading and I'm taking that information in, and the two books that you've recommended, I've heard it some people talk about. So like little things like that, it's just like
Love
elevating me
that.
to the next level.
Love
Yeah,
that. I love that. I love that. I think the biggest thing that I'm hearing going out through this whole thing, which I've seen shine through you, is just confidence. Confidence to go after what you want, to do what you want, and commit to everything that you want. If you was to describe yourself at the beginning, well, you said you felt flat at the beginning, if you want to use that word. If you were to say, right, Jack, before the coaching, I felt, flat. After the coaching, I felt what? What would that be like? What was like the before and after, the day and night kind of scenario for you?
I think so. Yeah, I think for before I joined the coaching, I was performing really well in all areas of life, but internally felt flat and weren't sure where I was heading,
Mm,
uh, which was worrying for me because over the years prior to that, I'd worked a lot on vision. Like I'm one that will meditate and I'll also sit there and I'll visualize where I'm heading, and I kind of lost that a little bit. And now since doing the coaching, I've gained a new lease of life, new energy levels, and I can see the vision. And I'm what I'd say is that before I was kind of like running at maybe 60, 65%. Now I feel like I'm hitting 90, 95,
oh, that's
even
powerful.
100%.
Love
And
that.
I've got the vision, and I know what I need to do, and I know what I'm going to do, and I'm not afraid anymore to go and do it.
Yeah, love that, man. That's powerful. Thank you, brother. And one more thing, right? If you was to give someone some advice that's watching this, they're like on the fence. Should I go to Ibiza or should I commit to coaching? Or just like they've never done anything like this before. Some people are sometimes scared to invest because either financials or they don't believe in themselves or they've just never done anything to this site. It just seems like so foreign. And sometimes they think, online coaches or fitness or high performance coach or life coach, they're a scam or they're not going to help me, right? If you could give someone some advice that was watching this, that was like on the fence or thinking about this type of thing, what would you say to that person?
I would say, in fact, I actually wrote that down. I knew you was going to ask me that.
Nice.
And I said, do, 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 do. I said, back yourself, invest in your future, get involved. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah, good.
Um, and yeah, like just go for it because ultimately, like that investment in yourself, like what that can do over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years in your life is massive. It's
Nice.
huge, and it's being part of the community, and so many other people within that community can also add value, not just obviously the coaching and yourself. Like just being part of that community when things are tough and you feel a little bit low or things feel a little bit scary, like you've got people that can help you and you can reach out to.
Mm, mm.
Like yeah, it's so worth the money and the investment. And just don't be afraid. Just do it.
Love that, man. Thank you for sharing, bro. Listen, hats off for you to number one before everything that you've done before the coaching. I know you come into the coaching, feeling a bit flat, but you already achieved and done some great things. And I just seen you go through the coaching, go from strength to strength, on all of the coaching that we've done. But then even after, obviously, you're not still on the coaching, but you're still a part of the community. And all the posts that you keep posting on how far you've come and what you're doing and what you're achieving has been amazing to see. And I have no doubt, mate, that you keep doing everything that you've been doing. This is going to be one of the biggest years that you've had. So hats off to you, bro. You should be super proud of yourself.
Yeah, and I just want to say a massive thank you to you, Jack. Yeah, you've been an incredible part of the journey, and yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing working with you because I think like you're going to help me go to the next level again.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much.